What's good, locals? Welcome back to the Local Podcast. This is episode 41 of the Local Podcast. We talk about video games, anime, movies, TV shows, sometimes other stuff, anything that pretty much interests us. You have me, Carlos Perez, and my good friend
Miguel Vasquez.
And we're back for another episode, dude. I always forget to say this at the beginning of the episodes recently, but if you're watching us on YouTube, because that's where I always post when a new episode is live and you don't like watching us on YouTube, you can find us on Audioboom, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, and that one app you guys know about that we don't know. You know what I mean? I always forget to introduce that in the intro because for me, whenever I listen to a podcast, I would like to know at the beginning if I could find it on my favorite podcast service instead of the end of the episode. And I realized I was forgetting to say that at the beginning. But nonetheless, dude, I keep forgetting to mention that. But other than that, Mike, what have you been up to, dude?
What have I been up to? Mostly been doing like a lot of work. I'm part-time, but I normally work once a week, but I think I mentioned in the last podcast, and even today, I've been working a couple more days. I've been working extra days because a lot of people at work have left work, so like they're like making part-timers work more than they should. I don't know if that's legal or not, but I mean, it's like whatever, you know. Like it's extra money, you know. I don't mind. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of been working extra days. I haven't really played anything this week, honestly. I've been mostly working on the typical, 3D modeling, stuff like that. But any games, not really. I'm waiting for Doom Eternal to drop on Game Pass for the Xbox. I'm definitely gonna get that. So I'm waiting. I think it's gonna come this Thursday, October 1st. So I definitely have that on my calendar. Can't wait to get it. And I'll definitely be playing some Doom, some video games, but as for this week, I haven't played anything. And I've been going out a bit, not a lot, but just going out with friends. And yeah, it's honestly, it's been a pretty boring week. Just work and the usual 3D modeling, what I normally do, and that's it. What about you?
Nice. Nothing much. What else have I been doing? I've been grinding through Ghost of Tsushima, still taking it pretty slow. I'm not trying to rush through the game. I honestly, for how long it's taken me and for how long it's been out, dude, I can't believe I haven't beat it yet. But honestly, I'm not the type of person to rush through something I like just to finish it. You know what I mean? But regardless, I still haven't beat it yet. I'm still in Act 2. I've been playing that little by little. More Fall Guys. And today I started playing Genshin Impact, the new anime MMO Breath of the Wild like. And goddamn, dude, that game is really dope. Like, for how Breath of the Wild started, like this whole new engine thing for the way, I don't know. It's like, you know how some games have that weird, like, it's the first game to do it, so everyone just goes back to it and mentions it, like Breath of the Wild, like, you know what I mean? Or like when the Arkham series came out, like Arkham style combat you would reference to, you know what I mean? Metrovania style type of game. But this game, wow, it's really cool. I'm really liking it. I can't say much about it because I'm not that far into it. I think I played like 3 hours today, and it released, today's the release actually. But last night you could have played it at 9 o'clock, early release, whatever. But I fucked up and preloading started Friday, and I set an alarm and everything so I could preload it to my PC. And I was like, I bet it's not that big of a file. I could download it pretty fucking quick. Dude, since everyone was downloading it last night, it's free to play. So if you want to play it, go for it. It's free. I think the only thing that's in there is in-app purchases to like a gacha game to get new characters. But other than that, it's free. You can play the entire game free. So since it's free to play and I assume everyone sees how cool it looks, everyone wants to try it out. So the download servers were so bad. It's an 11 gig game, and I can usually download 11 gigs, no joke, in like 10 minutes with my download speed. Dude, since everyone was downloading it took me about 9 hours to download this.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. And I was kind of sad. I was like, damn it, I should have preloaded this when I had the chance, because I was talking to my friend and
Yeah.
he said that he preloaded the game, and he said, yeah, dude, I downloaded it like in like probably like 30 minutes. It didn't take that long for me. And I was like,
Mhm.
god damn it, I should have fucking preloaded it. But other than that, yeah, I was playing Genshin Impact today. That game is really cool. I can't wait to keep going in for more.
Mhm.
Pretty tight. And what else is something interesting to me? That I got the Baby Yoda toy from Target. That was
Oh
pretty
yeah,
cool.
I saw it.
That
So
was
cute.
like that was like a really good steal. Freaking $20 for it. No wonder everyone has it, because it's such an affordable price, and for the detail that's on it, it's a really
Yeah,
good
yeah,
looking
yeah,
toy. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like you thought it was Sideshow when you saw it.
yeah. I thought it was Sideshow. That's a huge compliment, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get one. I'm gonna cop one later.
yeah, dude, definitely. 20, like I said, $20 is a steal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like
I know.
for
Yeah.
sure, I thought the price, like when I seen these toys like on everyone's like TikToks and stuff or Twitter, I thought it was probably gonna be like $45 maybe. And then I
Mhm.
seen it at Target and I was like, oh, let me see the price. And I was like, $20? What the hell? Get in my
Mhm.
cart. And
Uh,
then other than that, yeah, I got Baby Yoda, and I picked up some Yu-Gi-Oh cards, which is pretty cool.
mhm.
I'm not like an amazing, not amazing, like a 100% Yu-Gi-Oh fan boy, I guess you would call it. But like I
Mhm.
did watch like the first series almost until like the last season. I didn't finish it, but I
Mhm.
did watch it up until I forgot when. I think when they have like the tournament up in the sky, Kaiba hosts that tournament, and
Mhm.
Merrick gets taken over by the evil guy. I forgot, with his Egyptian jewel. But
Mhm.
regardless, my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh deck was Pegasus's deck, the Toon deck, and I thought that was so cool. I thought like just as a kid, I thought that was the coolest thing. And when I was at Target when I picked up Baby Yoda, I seen that there was a mixture between Joey and Pegasus, and I was like, what
Mhm.
the heck? Like, and I looked at the thing, and it says comes with 2 random packs between Joey's and Pegasus deck, and I was like, oh, sick. You know what? I'll get a box. A box comes with two random packs, and if I get some Toon cards, maybe I'll buy some more later to complete the set. On my first buy, I literally opened up my packs, and I'm so hyped because I was able to pull some like Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but like Yugi's deck in Toon form. So I got Toon Dark Magician, Toon Summon Skull, Toon Red Eyes Black Dragon. Well, that one's from Joey's deck,
Yeah, yeah.
and Toon Buster Blader. And I was like, no fucking way! I pulled these 4 cards first try. Like it was so hype because I don't know a lot about Yu-Gi-Oh monsters, but I for sure know like a little bit of Yugi's and Joey's deck. Basically, like I said, the first generation of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, the
Uh,
most iconic, huh?
yeah, most iconic
Mhm.
monsters in Yu-Gi-Oh. So
Mhm.
just to pull those, I was really happy. I was like, no fucking way, this is so sick. And for sure, I definitely want to go back and see how many more I could pull, or at least I could just look up online and see what kind of cards they have in those 2 booster packs. But
Mhm.
for sure, I was really happy with what I pulled. I didn't think if I just pulled one of them, I would have been happy. I would have definitely been hooked to pull more. But just to pull 4, at least I think, are really cool, good cards. Like I'm so happy. Like that really
Mhm.
made my day. So got the Baby Yoda and those Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I was super stoked.
For sure. Did you get the Exodia or Exodius
I
card?
have it.
Yu-Gi-Oh card?
I have Exodia in a different
Exodia,
pack.
yeah,
Yeah, I think I have like 2 sets of Exodia. I
for sure.
like.
Is that character the most powerful in the Yu-Gi-Oh world?
I don't think so. I think he's banned. I don't know. Like a lot of people talk
Banned?
about like banned, like in tournaments. Like if you go to
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh card tournaments, like you can't use him or something like that. Like they ban
Oh,
some cards.
damn, he's
Um,
overpowered then.
like there are a lot of other cards besides him that are like that. But I think there are stronger cards that are just way better than him. You know what I mean?
I,
Like they just make him look OP in the show.
yeah, I think like for sure he's like iconic or like well known to me. You know,
Yeah, definitely.
I think he's from the first season, right, or second season.
Yeah, he's like in the first episode.
He's like the Mewtwo of Yu-Gi-Oh, you know, or
Mhm.
Mew of the first season. So,
Yeah, but they pretty much kill off Exodia in like the first 5 episodes, I think, because I think Yugi's grandpa gave it to
Mhm.
Yugi, and I think it was only one set of a kind, and Yugi's grandpa had it, and Yugi took it on like that was part of his deck, and fuck, I forgot. There was like this bug type Yugi, fuck, bug type. Fuck, what the fuck do they call these cards in Yu-Gi-Oh? They don't call it Yu-Gi-Oh because Yugi is the main character. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I don't know. I forgot what they call them. But some bug type person had the Exodia cards, and he ripped them up and threw them in the ocean on the boat. So I don't think you ever see it again in the show.
Wow. That sucks.
And then I pretty much they get replaced. I think what replaces Exodia is the Egyptian god cards, which the Winged Dragon of Ra, Slice of the Sky Dragon, and Obelisk the Tormentor. So, yeah. But regardless, that was pretty cool when I pulled them from Target. That made my day. And
sure.
The last interesting thing that happened is that I bought this card game called Hot Ones, Truth or Dab. And if you have not seen Hot Ones, it's that guy that eats hot wings with like famous people, and he interviews them, and at every question they eat a spicy wing, and it goes from like easy wings to the hottest wings at the last question. And pretty much it's an interview eating hot wings. And so pretty much with this card game is that he gives you the last hot sauce he uses in the interview, and I guess it's kind of like truth or dare, like just like kind of trivia stuff, like you play with your friends. Like there's an example, there's like a roast, like there's a roast card. It says your most annoying trait as a human being. So say I pull that card, that means the rest of the group has to say something that they think that's the most annoying about me. And if they choose not to answer, they have to eat a wing with the hot sauce. But if they do, then they don't have to eat it. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's personal.
Yeah, like it gets pretty crazy. But like I just read the cards and stuff, and I thought I was like, oh, this is gonna be hella fun. So I got it. It came in today, and the hot sauce it came with, my dad eats literally anything that's spicy. He loves spicy food or whatever. And no joke, when we go eat wings, like he would just ask for the spiciest ones, like nothing, and he would just eat it like nothing. He'd be like, "Man, this is nothing. Like it's not even spicy to me." And everyone else is like fucking burning their tongues off. And I get my dad's like a little dab to try the hot sauce that it comes with. Like no joke, he was like, "Dang, this is hot." And then like no joke, probably like a minute and a half later, like he's like burning. He's like, "Damn, Jay, that is fucking hot." And I was like, damn, if my dad says it's hot, I could only imagine how hot it's gonna be for at least the rest of us, because our friend group doesn't, at least what I know, doesn't eat spicy shit, at least compared to my dad's level, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you were to say, I think, not like trying to gloat myself, but I think I eat the most spicy out of our friend group, wouldn't you say?
Maybe. Most likely.
But yeah, I don't know, who knows? But that was something I just thought of like right now. But regardless, I can't think of anything else I've been playing. I've been playing Mario on my Switch, Hades still, trying to beat that, and Breath of the Wild still. But for sure, Genshin Impact is definitely going to take up a lot of my time. And yeah, another interesting thing that I've remembered was that Crash Bandicoot 4 comes out this week, dude.
Oh, really? Oh, fun. Wow.
Yeah, and I was like, damn. Do you know if Crash Bandicoot 4 is going to be backwards compatible with PS5? It has to be, right?
It should be. It has to be.
Or like an upgrade pass if you get the PS4 edition or digitally, whatever.
It should run because Sony has mentioned that 99% of all PS4 games will run on the PS5. So it should be able to run on it.
Okay, because it's not a PS4 exclusive. It's coming out for everything. PC, Xbox, I think Switch, maybe Switch later, but I know it's not a PS4 exclusive. At least, I don't think it is. Can you quote me on that?
It's not an exclusive, that's for sure. It's coming out on all platforms.
Okay. But yeah, that's the thing. Like, dang, I don't know. I can't be firm on that answer, but yeah, I just realized that this week, and I was like thinking about playing 1, 2, and 3 because I don't remember beating them as a child. I remember playing 2 a lot, but I don't remember the final round. And I did want to go through those games because it is a continuation of 3. And I was like, I want to play through them. And I was thinking, I was like, October, I got enough time. I just realized October is this week.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's
I was,
Thursday.
yeah. And another thing that I realized, I was going through the Steam store, and I seen
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars Squadrons is on the top on the like popular page, and I was like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
when does this game come out? Friday. I was like, what the hell? These games are coming out so quick. Hopefully the time could go by faster too, because like I do want to get Star Wars Squadrons. I don't know if I'll get it day one or Crash Bandicoot, but
Mm-hmm.
the thought of playing Star Wars Squadrons on VR on my PC, just being able to fly a TIE fighter, that has always been like my dream fantasy as a Star Wars fan when I was a kid. Well, it was more the pod racing, but still flying those the TIE fighters is really fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought of that today. I thought that was pretty cool. I was just more amazed at how fast time flies, you know?
Yeah, it
And
does.
and only just like basically a couple of weeks, I guess, or I guess you would say a month till next gen releases. So that's pretty exciting still. Like we were talking about it the other day. But regardless, dude, we could hop straight into news if you don't have anything that you
No,
remember
man, I'm
interesting.
just let's go.
All right, dude. We got a couple of movies slash TV shows, trailers that were released, or some new information. We'll start off with what I think is the most exciting. Is The Croods got a sequel?
Hmm.
What do you think about that? Well, it's called. Let me finish. Let me say what it is. It's called The Croods: A New Age. It's coming Thanksgiving 2020. I assume in select theaters, because most theaters, at least where I live, the one down the street from me, is still not open.
Mhm.
But yeah, Crude sequel. Have you seen the original?
No, I haven't, but I've heard it's really good.
Oh my
No,
god.
I want to culture.
Dude, dude, I think it's on Netflix right now. I say it's definitely worth a watch. It's really good.
For sure, for sure. It looks funny though. I'm a huge fan of the prehistoric times, like Pleistocene era. I'm a huge
Mhm.
fan of it, and the fact that it takes place in it already has my interest. But for sure, I can tell you, I've never watched the prequel. Well, the first one,
hmm
so I wouldn't know like about the hype, you know. But I've heard a lot of great stuff about the film.
Yeah, definitely. Just a short plot. The first one takes place. They're caveman. They're a caveman family, and
Yeah.
I believe I would want to say it's during the time when all the asteroids hit and wipe out the dinosaurs.
Hmm.
And now the sequel is pretty much takes place of how humanity changed from being caveman. So everyone is like, it's not everyone. It's just a new family that they meet. They're like they have like a farm. They're more industrialized, I guess, in the world. And they meet the Croods, which are still living in caveman industrialization. So pretty much, I wouldn't say they're bumping heads. I would say they're more learning more about each other, like, oh, what they do as cavemans. And then pretty much the caveman family, the Croods, have to transition onto how things work now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it seems like, it looks like it's going to be a pretty good mix up. See how things go, you know?
I see it.
Really, really stoked. Has Emma Stone, Ryan Reynolds, Nicolas Cage, and I think those are the only people I know by heart, just because they're from the first one.
Hmm.
But it's really cool. Definitely super excited for the Croods, the new age.
Hmm.
Fuck, it makes me sad because like, if I don't think things are gonna get better, at least in the COVID situation, so it makes me sad that I want to go see this in theaters, but I most likely won't, just because of the way it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
When is the film supposed to come out?
Thanksgiving. It doesn't have a hardcore release date. It just says Thanksgiving 2020.
So Thanksgiving week. Maybe they'll open up theaters, but there'll be like restrictions, maybe like limited capacity and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's like that's like 2 months from now.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, there's a chance. There's a good chance, maybe a 25 or 50% chance that we'll watch it in theaters.
Yeah, it's just a thought. If like to me, it's like if we don't have like a cure by then I kind of wouldn't want to risk it. I don't even go out to go eat at a restaurant. If anything, I'm getting food to go with the mask. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it's just a thought, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And other news, we got Annie Animaniacs Hulu exclusive TV show is coming soon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, November 20th, the week of freaking next gen consoles. So that's really cool.
Hmm.
Pretty much, it was more of like a behind the scenes introduction, saying like, "Hey, Animaniacs is coming back," and they got the original voice actors, and pretty exciting. I really liked Animaniacs. I never watched the entire show in a sequence, but I do remember that I was a fan of Animaniacs. Like I said, like probably like my favorite cartoons are like the old school, like Looney Tunes, whatever,
Yeah.
Saturday morning cartoons. You know what I mean? And for sure, Animaniacs was on. I remember them being on Foxbox and Cartoon Network,
Hmm.
Channel 5 too, KB Kids, I believe.
Yeah, WB Kids, I think.
Yeah, there we go.
Uh-huh.
Just the old school shit like that is like really cool, and just to see that the OG actors are coming back, like it's so sick. I'm so hyped.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for it. I'm definitely gonna peep that when it releases.
I've never watched like I watched it before as a child. Animaniacs. I remember on Kids WB on Channel 5, I think. I would watch it sometimes, but I was sometimes like just scared of the character design.
Uh-huh.
Maybe because they're like pasty white
Yeah.
mouses. They're like reminiscent of the 1920s or 1930s Mickey Mouse cartoons. So they always kind of scared me. But I remember I used to have a Animaniac plushie when I was a kid. It was a rat, one of the rats, white mouses or rats.
Yeah, Pinky in the Brain.
Yeah, Pinky in the Brain. Yeah, I used to have a plushie of one of them, and that's all I remember about the Animaniacs. Honestly, I was never like a huge avid, watcher of them because there was other cartoon shows to watch like Tom and Jerry and Dexter's Laboratory and Rugrats. But yeah, that's all I remember about Animaniacs. Was never really a huge fan of it, honestly. But that's my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. We'll just end the podcast right there. Thanks, guys. No. But yeah, super excited. Regardless, if you're an Animaniacs fan or not, I think it's definitely worth a watch. They're pretty much, I wouldn't say like they're not like, damn, I forgot how it goes, but they're not the creation of Warner Brothers, but they're pretty much Warner Brothers iconic logos, kind of like Mario and Mickey Mouse. They're like the face of their brands. I would say Animaniacs is the face because, as you would know, or at least I think you guys would know, the Warner Brothers logo is on top of a water tower, and pretty much Warner Brothers created those three kids, Yonko, Dot, and I forgot his other name. I forgot, but pretty much three kids. They created them, and they just wrecked everything at the studio. They're maniacs, and they're animations. So that's how they get put together, Animaniacs, and they lock them up in the Warner Brothers water tower. And then one day they finally broke out, and then that's how the show gets created and stuff. It's really cool.
That's cool.
But yeah, Animaniacs coming November 20th. A reimagined vision, or I guess just not a remaster of the show, but the show's coming back exclusively to Hulu, November 20th.
Like some people always say about like exclusivity sucks and this and that, but they always seem to forget that when it comes to like exclusives, the company or like publisher that has that particular game or show exclusive, they fund it. They help fund the production of that video game or film. You know what I mean? Or cartoon. Let's say like for sure like this is coming out on Hulu. Hulu most likely helped Warner Bros. Fund this for their streaming service. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm just saying out there because there's people that say, oh, exclusivity sucks, on consoles and streaming services, but you seem to forget that those streaming services or publishers or companies help out with funding of those entertainment, stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. I guess we can move on. Speaking of exclusives, Disney Plus launched their WandaVision trailer. What did you think about that?
That's pretty cool. It's kind of confusing though. I watched the trailer. I was like, oh, is this like during the past or present or like future? It's quite a confusing trailer, but I did enjoy watching it because it has like the OG actor from that '70s show.
Yeah, the mom. Fuck, I forgot her name.
Eric's mom.
Damn, I can't believe I forget her name. I watched the show entirely, most like 10 times from start to finish. And I can't believe I'm forgetting her name. There's Red, Eric, Donna, Hyde, Fez, Kelso. Jackie. Oh my gosh. Dang, I forgot.
Dang.
Mrs. Foreman.
Yeah, Mrs. Foreman. Yeah.
But what's her first name? Wow.
Mrs.
I'm Mrs. I'm so bad, but yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. But to clear things up, it seems like obviously Vision is like spoilers if you have not seen Avengers: Infinity War. Vision is dead, and that was Wanda's lover in the in the movies. And it seems like she creates a self-centered universe that Vision doesn't die, and she lives like a happy life with him and stuff. But I don't know how the plot takes place, but I assume she creates her own universe with Vision, and it fucks with the timeline or something. And they've already said that WandaVision ties into the Doctor Strange sequel, so I wonder how it'll end and see how it affects the multiverse.
Oh shit, that's interesting.
Or the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty cool that these TV shows are actually tying into the universe, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely interesting, because I wonder what's going to happen with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, like if that ties in with anything, see how that goes. But regardless, we finally got a trailer and it looks really cool. I really invested into it. You can kind of see like time skips too, like where it goes from being a black and white TV show. So I assume that's going to be like the 50s, 60s? I'm not sure. But then you see at another time that they're dressed up as Halloween in the 70s. And yeah, it's really interesting. They didn't give out a release date. All they said was that it was coming soon. But yeah, other than that, if that's all you have to say about those, I'm ready to move on to some video games, boy.
For sure, I'm down. Let's go.
All right, first note we got for video games, Fall Guys. This game I've been talking about for like weeks since like we saw it. When did we see it? Like March?
I think it was during, right?
Huh?
Or no? Was it E3 or it was already out by that time?
You know what? It might have been during Summer's IGN Summer's Game Fest or whatever. So it might have been like May or June. And I just can't stop talking about it. This game is so good. So pretty much Fall Guys had a mid-season update, reimagined the levels that are currently available out there. So if you haven't played Fall Guys in a while, they just came out with an update. And there's still some of the original levels in there, but now they added tweaks to it. So pretty much there's a team game, pretty much a soccer match. You kick the ball in each other's goals. Whoever has the most points, that team stays, the other team gets eliminated. But now, usually whenever someone scored, someone could stay in the middle and just jump up on the ball where it spawns, and it'll just go straight inside that person's goal. Like, it was so rigged and so annoying, dude, if your team was just garbage. But they changed it up where they put a spinner in the middle, so you can't stand in the middle anymore where the balls spawn. So if you just stand right there, it'll start spinning you no matter what. It's always on rotation. And your goals, they now have hammers swinging left and right. So you have to aim where you're going to hit the ball, because if you don't, the hammer's just going to block it for the other team. So for sure, I was kind of getting in the motion of where I could, not like I could always win, but where I would say like, dang, like I had these ideas like where they can make these levels way harder. And this update literally made these games way harder, and I love it. I'm so with it. It's really cool. I'm really enjoying it even more now, because I was like, not that like I felt too good at the game, but I literally said like to my friends, I was like, yeah, it's fun, but after a while you get used to the levels and you just get better at it. So I kind of wish they made it harder. And for sure, it felt like they had like a fucking microphone bugged in my room and they were listening to my ideas, because they literally did make it harder. But for sure, Fall Guys is still fun to play. I'm still waiting to play with you. We talked about it last time.
I know. I've just been busy.
Yeah,
but that shit's addicting, man. I know for sure. Like if I were to play it, I'd probably get too addicted to it, and I wouldn't be able to do my actual stuff, at home. Yeah,
for sure. It's fun to play for like an hour and stuff. It kind of like you kind of get burnt out just replaying over and over and over again. But it's still definitely fun to play once every day. Once every day for an hour, I could definitely do that. Like even if like we squad up and get 4 people and play who knows how long, it's such a satisfying feeling when you have a squad of people and either you win or one of your other teammates wins, it's such a good feeling. It's like, hell yeah, we did it. Like, it feels like when one of your teammates wins, it feels like you all win. You know what I mean? It's so cool. But yeah, Fall Guys mid-season update is released, and I believe the next season of the Battle Pass starts next week, and that's going to be a game changer too, because they're introducing whole new levels and everything, new costumes, a brand new Battle Pass, and I'm almost done with my Battle Pass. I literally need like 3 more, and then I'm done, so I definitely got to start grinding on that. It kind of sucks because, like I said, I want to play Genshin Impact, but I do want to finish my Battle Pass in Fall Guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And is this update free?
Yeah, the update is free. There's
that's pretty cool.
The only thing you pay for, there are some paid stuff. You could just do microtransactions, which get you coins, and coins gets you different colors, different patterns, and different skins for your character, and that's all it does. It does not affect gameplay at all. So pretty much it's just all cosmetic is what you're paying for.
For sure.
Yeah, it's really cool. I'm really excited for it.
I bet you are.
Yeah, and there's another paid DLC. You get like 4 costumes, I believe, and like kudos, the microtransactions to buy more costumes, but that's pretty much it other than that.
For sure.
But in other news, we got I can't believe we haven't talked about this game. This game looks really cool, called Ghost Runner. It's a first-person parkour action-packed slasher set in a cyberpunk universe. Yeah, pretty much how I explained it looks. That's how it is. It looks really fucking cool. But you seem pretty excited. What did you say?
Dude, I love it. You know, honestly, like, this is an indie title, right? Or is it from a AAA studio?
I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Dude, like, it looks so addicting. Like, the movement is so fluid. The fact that you can like run on walls and then jump on someone and slice them like into pieces. It's like so dope. It looks. If I were to watch someone playing this game, I would be like, damn, yo, like, what's the name of this game? You know, like, I'd be like, to me, like, it's so visually pleasant to my eyes. The visuals is like so gorgeous, and the way the movement of the animation movement is so fluid. It looks so dang good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it is. Unless I know 505 is owned by Microsoft.
Okay.
505. Oh no, 505 did Control, Death Stranding, and yeah, they're pretty much like an indie. I would say like a small AAA studio.
Yeah.
Not a huge AAA, but I would say I would even go to the lengths of saying it's almost. I would say with the more stuff they put out, they could be huge AAA. They're pretty up there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, definitely this game looks really cool. Coming to PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and PC. October 27th.
For sure, that's what, 2 weeks before the next gen consoles launch?
Yeah, hopefully we could see if it gets a PS5 update.
Yeah, most likely.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know much to say about it because it barely showed gameplay in the trailer. We watched the pre-order trailer, but nonetheless, I get like Doom vibes for how fast it is. Maybe even faster because it looks like your only weapon is a sword, and you're just hacking slashing enemies as you're running through. But nonetheless, the world looks interesting. The combat looks awesome to play as, and the character. I wonder how the story's gonna be. Mm-hmm. If it ties in with the action combat.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Ghost Runner, October 27th. I'm pretty hyped. That looks like that honestly might be a day one for me.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm definitely obviously I always do reviews before I buy a game, so I'm definitely looking at the reviews first. But if it comes out on PS5, then I'll get it for the PS4. Despite me not really having not purchased the game on the PS4 in years, so I would get it just for the PS4, just so I can play it on the PS5 when I get it next week. You know?
Yeah. But other than that, I think other news, we got Kirby Fighters 2 available on Switch, available now. It's pretty much, I thought it was kind of interesting because I think Kirby is my favorite Nintendo character.
Yeah,
no,
I know that.
Actually, like for a standalone Nintendo character, Kirby is my favorite, but my all-time favorite Nintendo character is Toad from Mario. But other than that, Kirby Fighters 2 is a Smash Bros. Like with only Kirby characters. So pretty much it's Smash Bros. Ultimate, but with just Kirby. And he has different types of forms like sword, fighting, wrestling, like a laser sword. I forgot what that was called. I think that was called something else. I think there's a gun. I would say blaster form Kirby. Just pretty much different forms of Kirby, just going heads up against each other. It looks pretty fun, like just a fun small party game, you know. I don't know how much it costs, but regardless, I thought that was worth talking about just because it's fucking Kirby, you know.
Yeah.
But other than that, I guess to keep it Nintendo, Nintendo has discontinued the 3DS.
Yeah, wow. Brings back a lot of memories. You know, I've never owned a 3DS, but damn. I used to have a PSP, so I had friends who would be like, you got the PSP, and I would be like, you got the trashy 3DS. But, you know, we were younglings, you know. But to hear Nintendo discontinue the 3DS, yeah, right into childhood, you know.
Yeah, dude, I thought it was pretty newsworthy because now the only thing in production is Nintendo Switches.
Yeah, what about the Wii U? No, huh? It's done, huh?
Yeah, the Wii U has been done. The Wii, I know the Wii U has ended production before the Nintendo Switch came out. I think.
Yeah, in 2012, right, or 2011?
I'm not sure.
Damn, Wii U was really short-lived.
Yeah, hell yeah. But actually, I'm not really sure because they did say Breath of the Wild was coming out for Wii U and Breath of the Wild was released in 2018. So maybe they had production up until then, but I think because I know the last Nintendo Wii U game was in 2019. It was some other game. I forgot what it was called, but yeah, I don't know. But I thought it was interesting enough just to know that the 3DS is not dead, but it's just pretty much gone now. And I'm not sure about the 2DS if they're still in production, but I would assume since they discontinued the 3DS, 2DS is also gone too, you know?
There's a 2DS?
Yeah, where it's a cheaper option than the 3DS, but just no 3D into it.
What the fuck? I did not know that.
It looked way cooler than the 3DS in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But nonetheless, yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. Now to know that they're only going to be working on Switch games. And there's that rumor that there's going to be a re-enhanced version next year.
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly that Nintendo told their developers to start making their games 4K ready.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty cool. We'll see more information on how that leads up to. But if anything, I was going to say probably... You didn't have a 3DS. I was going to ask you what was your favorite memory, but... I think the first time I experienced with the 3DS was when Pokemon X and Y came out. Me and my brother borrowed our cousins, and that was my first 3DS experience.
That was like, what, 2012, 2011?
Damn, I don't even remember. I know it was like sometime during our senior year.
Senior, for sure.
And I bought my own 3DS too, and I still have it. So that's pretty cool. Sure. So
when was the last time you played it?
Fuck, years.
Sell that shit.
It's just sentimental, I guess, or like it's for sure like a collector's item to me. Like it's mine, you know, but for sure it's collecting a lot of dust.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Nintendo has discontinued the 3DS. Rest in peace, 3DS. After that, we got Amazon launches its streaming service called Luna. Did you see that?
I've heard about it for games, right?
Yeah, like it's supposed to be competing against the Xbox xCloud. Is that? I forgot that. That's what they're calling it, right?
The Game Pass or
no, their cloud service, their streaming service to compete against Stadia, Xbox.
Yeah, Xbox Cloud and Stadia, huh?
Yeah, so there's Xbox xCloud and Xbox Stadia, and now there's Nvidia GeForce Now, and now there's just Luna, Amazon Luna. Pretty much. I mean, Sorry, go.
No, I was about to say, like, why do these companies keep going forward with streaming game services? You know, like, I just don't know. I despise streaming games. You know, it just you need a really good internet connection, a high-speed internet connection to play games like that without it stuttering or like buffering or like, you know, being pixelated at low resolution. I really hope Sony or Microsoft don't go this route. I hope they stay dedicated to like making like consoles just for video games. You know what I mean? Like instead of
Microsoft already has it. It's already out.
Oh, I mean, yeah, but I mean like a dedicated console. You know?
Okay. Like If Microsoft just stopped making consoles and they just focus on xCloud, is what you mean?
Yeah, that would suck, dude. I hope
Yeah.
companies like Sony or Microsoft, I hope they don't go that route. But that's my take, you know. But yeah, I despise streaming services for games. I don't think it works. Well, not right
Yeah,
now.
definitely. It seems like a leap into technology and the standards we're working in. You know what I mean? I feel
Yeah,
like a lot of people, at least, I don't know. I would say, I feel like with most of our friends, like we don't know a lot of people that have actually moved out.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, if I'm talking to someone online and I ask like, "Oh, how's your internet speeds?" and they usually say like not like telling them that like they should pay their own bills or nothing. Like they don't pay for the internet, but for
Hmm.
me, like I pay for the internet, and
Hmm.
not like I guess I'm not bragging. It's just that like if I want a faster speed in my internet, I'm gonna do something about it. So I'm paying for my own internet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, and they don't really know much about it. So for sure technology or internet services, because you can't get fiber internet just anywhere. You have to be in a selected residence to be able to get that service. You know what I mean? And I feel like streaming video games depend on a lot of latency, and
Mhm.
you want the lowest latency as possible. So I believe you would have to have the best internet as possible. You know what I mean? At
Yeah,
least
yeah.
for sure, more than 150 megabytes up and down. Like you would have to be either half a gig or even a full gig to be able to enjoy these services.
Mhm.
But so far, out of all the companies to do it good, everyone says that, or at least from what I've seen, that Xbox is the only one that's doing it right and good,
Oh shit.
because Xbox has Xbox Game Pass that works with xCloud.
Mhm.
So with most of these streaming services, you have to pay for the service and pay for the separate games. It's not like
Mhm.
Netflix where you could just hop into a game you want anywhere you want. You have to buy the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Google Stadia, you have to buy Assassin's Creed Valhalla to play it anywhere you want and pay for the service on top of that. But
That's
yeah, that's like what the hell? That's weird.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
with Xbox, since they have Xbox Game Pass, which is like the god form of video game Netflix, you know what I mean? It's such
Yeah.
an easy thing because you just pay for the service with Game Pass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As one
Wait.
bundle.
I got a question because I'm thinking about getting Game Pass for the Xbox. Can I download the games to play Doom
Yes.
Eternal, or will it just stream it?
Yes, you could download the game.
Ah, for sure. All right. 'Cause
Mo-
it was streamed.
I don't know.
Uh,
I don't know if Game Pass has streaming. I think you just have to download it regardless.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I know PlayStation Now, it was like, at least I think, was the first video game streaming service, and I know
Mhm.
for sure it's awful. It's so bad. But now at least they know their mistakes and they're getting better, and obviously they're implementing downloads slowly, which is weird because why wouldn't you just want to implement that as fast as possible to bring consumers in to PlayStation Now? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, why would you want to bring that service, the download service or the download option service, slow into the thing? I would want that shit in there ASAP. If I see Xbox doing something like great, like why wouldn't I hop on that train? You know what I mean? I guess
Yeah.
there is like um copyright fragments, but then again, like how could you get copyright just for an idea? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like it's like who thought of pizza, and then there's like a whole argument like no, I can only sell pizza because I thought of it. You know what I mean? Like it's a weird thing to talk about, but yeah, we got another streaming service from Amazon. It's Amazon Luna. It's $5.99 a month, and I think that's the cheapest I've seen for the streaming services. Runs at 4K 60 frames, selected titles, also depending on your internet. It's available for PC, Mac, iOS, and it's coming to Android later on in the year.
No consoles, huh?
No, it's not a
Oh,
console, so
sweet.
it's just a streaming software.
For sure.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
I think it's just all hype. You know, it's gonna end up like Google Stadia. You know, getting a lot of shitty reviews. You know.
we will see. Amazon is a big company. I'm pretty sure they got connects, like just like Microsoft is a huge ass company, you know what I mean? But then again, for sure, Microsoft has the edge because Microsoft is experienced in video games and the technology and the development that goes into them. You know what I mean? And
That's true.
there's just Amazon and Google, which are just two big, really big, also really big companies. But at least from what I've seen, they don't have that much experience into video games. But who knows? I haven't seen any reviews on this.
Also, for sure, like Google Stadia should be a lot better than it is right now, because Google is like a software company. They develop web tools and stuff like that. They develop, obviously they own Google. They've done all this good stuff for Google, like Google Maps, Google Translate, and even more stuff like even cars or something like that. I know they're working on like robotic stuff or something like that. Maybe I'm confusing for another company, but I do know Google is worth a lot of money.
Yeah,
they're somewhere around the range of like about nearly 1 trillion, I think. Net worth of 1 trillion. I think they're worth a lot. They're worth a lot for sure. So I would expect Google Stadia to be a lot better than Amazon's streaming service. Even though Amazon's a huge company, but I do believe Google is a bigger company, and to say that Google Stadia is like bad, that tells me that maybe Amazon's streaming service will be even worse, because like you said, they don't really develop video games or webs or like web tools and stuff like that. So yeah, that's just my take though.
Yeah, for sure. At least, I don't know, it's hard to say. Companies with this much money should be doing better, but for sure we should give them the benefit of the doubt that this is their first experience in running like this.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like we could be good at like football, like godly, and then we go step on a baseball field and just be ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's for sure a difference in the way things process. And I mean, hey, at least they're trying, and nothing is better than trial and error to see where you can improve. You know what I mean? So I give them props for trying. Google Stadia, Amazon, and all these other people trying streaming services, because I do think that it's the next step towards the future in video games. But I feel like it's really too early with the internet services that we have now. That's the only thing that's holding us back, honestly, is just the internet. At least that's what it seems like from what everyone says about the streaming services, But other than that, I do want to try Xbox xCloud just to get that experience of like just streaming a game anywhere I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think that's pretty cool. Like, imagine playing Doom Eternal, 60 frames on your phone. What the hell? Like, they even have like controller adapters for it on your phone. Like, that's so sick. I can only imagine freaking going to work and then on my bathroom break just playing Doom Eternal on the toilet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Picking up where I left off. Like even you in your situation, since you have the One X and you're planning to play Doom Eternal, imagine playing Doom Eternal at home and then you busting all nighter. You have to go to work, but you're wide awake at work and you're just on your break. You know what? I'm gonna play some Doom Eternal. Pull out your phone, pull out an Xbox controller, and just pick up right where you left off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's almost like the Switch, but the thing is, you'd also have to carry the Switch and your phone.
Yeah.
When in this case with the cloud, you could also bring your phone in the break room or lunch, in the bathroom, and just chill in there, restroom of work, and then just chill in there in the toilet, just playing.
Yeah, dude, it's really cool.
Because that's what I always do, when I'm at work, when I'm like ahead of what I need to do, when I'm ahead of what I'm doing at work, I just go to the restroom for like maybe 15 minutes, stroll on, Instagram or Google News and stuff like that. But it would be cool to play, stream Doom Eternal, in the restrooms at work, that'd be funny.
Yeah. But yeah, pretty cool. I definitely do want to, if anything, the streaming service, like I said, I do want to try the Xbox service.
Yeah.
Other than that, we could hop into one thing. I don't think we mentioned this last week. Sony said that there will be more chances to pre-order the PS5 and apologizes for the pre-order launch, and that they will have more units available than the PS4 launch now. What do you think about that?
I think we did talk about it in the last podcast, but I will say that I don't believe Sony. I wouldn't take their word for it, because Sony has always they've never lied, but I mean, like, with the pandemic going on, and we don't really know how bad it's going to be, like up until the launch date, we don't really know like how bad the situation with the pandemic is going to be. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't get my hopes up. That's all I'm saying. It's almost like with the PS3 when they sold only less than they should have, and a lot of the PS3 consoles that were on sale on eBay for so much. So yeah, I wouldn't really get my hopes up, but at the same time, you should always be updated. Like you said, follow that Twitter person, Wario.
64.
Yeah, because he's always posting like pre-order stuff, and if you want to get your hands on a PS5 console, I say you just go follow him, and maybe you get the chance to like pre-order one, But yeah, I wouldn't really get my hopes up, honestly. Like that's what companies do; they try to get your hopes up, and yeah. All I'm saying, I wouldn't really get my hopes up. That's all I'm saying.
For sure, I wouldn't say get your hopes up to get one day one, but at least the thought of, I don't think, at least from what they said, I don't think there will be like more PS5 units available at launch, but I think there would be more PS5 units available more than the PS4 in the year. When did the PS4 come out? 2013, 2014?
Yeah, 2013.
Okay, say the PS4 launched in 2013, and they had 20,000 units available by the end of December 31st, 2014, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would say, for what they say, I would say they, like, for sure PS5 is going to have more than 20,000 units available or being shipped to the United States by December 31st, 2020. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, like, they're not going to have 20,000 units day one, November 12th, but they would be more than 20,000 units by the end of December 31st, 2020.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, for sure, I wouldn't say get my hopes up for a pre-order, but don't fall for scalper prices just because you want it day one. It's not a limited edition thing. You will get your hands on one eventually, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, for sure. At least just keep your eyes out. Definitely, I think it's just a kind of like, I'm pretty sure they've seen the scalper prices already going up on eBay, offer up for people's pre-orders and stuff. I'm pretty sure it's more
down there.
it's pretty much it's a message to all fans, like, don't worry, we got more coming. Don't fall for these prices,
Yeah.
But other than that, the last news we got today is pretty much the biggest news we got all week. Microsoft purchased ZeniMax and Bethesda for $7.5 billion. Let me say that again. $7.5 billion. I have my pinky on my chin like Dr. Evil from Austin Powers, but no one got that.
A lot of money, dude.
Dude, that is...
it's a good investment.
Yeah, it's a really good investment and a really good play on Xbox. All right. Well, first of all, before we hop into more details into this, I have the Xbox article that they posted on their website up right now. Before I read that, let's be clear. I do not think, or you two, you say your opinion on this, but for me, I do not think Microsoft will make Bethesda. Let me rephrase that. I do not think Bethesda's biggest AAA games will be exclusive to Xbox and PC.
Yeah,
it will come to all consoles. Like, for people saying that, like, ooh, PS5 screwed, no Skyrim for PS5, like, I highly doubt that. I even highly doubt that it's a timed exclusive on Xbox and PC, because like, why would from the way, at least the coolest one in my opinion out of all these consoles, console heads from PS5, Xbox, Nintendo, and I guess I would count PC out because they don't really have a main head. I guess the Nvidia founder or the Nvidia president, forgot his name.
I think, or what's his name?
I forgot his name.
No, he doesn't really say much.
Yeah, he only comes out for new GPU releases, but back on track. Freaking out of all the main heads in each console company, I think Phil Spencer is the coolest. He is the most open to the community and everything, and he's already said that, not that he doesn't like exclusivity, but he's not the type to like make something AAA and just keep it on one form. That's why all Xbox exclusives come to PC day one. Everything gets made together. And for sure, it, like I said, don't count on Skyrim being exclusive for Xbox and PC. It will come to PS5 day one. At least I assume. And if anything, if worse comes to worse, yes, it will be a timed exclusive. But like, that's the most you're gonna get, because why would Microsoft have this big company when they could reel in money? Like, Microsoft got a dumb good studio. They've already had a lot of other good studios, but Bethesda being a giant one for $7.5 billion is so crazy, because Microsoft already gets a lot of money. I can only imagine the money they're gonna make now that they own Bethesda. You know what I mean? It's crazy. But what do you think about exclusivity in the future? Do you think Doom is gonna be exclusive for Xbox? Like,
no, hardly. No.
Yeah, definitely.
For Microsoft to keep it as exclusive on the Xbox Series X, for $7.5 billion is just crazy. That's just really bad management if they were ever go that route. For a company to just purchase another company for $7.5 billion and keep it on their low performing, sales performing console is just stupid. Obviously, they're gonna have it on all consoles, and that's gonna be more money for Microsoft, and they're gonna be able to make a profit out of. They're gonna be able to make money out of that purchase,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't believe exclusivity is gonna be on Xbox's part. I think it's gonna be on all consoles. I don't see it. I don't see it just being on Xbox. It's gonna be on all consoles. It has to be.
Yeah, definitely. They don't say what we're saying, like for sure it's coming to PlayStation 5. It just says some exclusives will be ported to other consoles like PS5 and Nintendo Switch. But like it'd just be plain dumb to not port it day one, because that's more money reeling in day one of a launch game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
maybe
just
DLCs or like expansion packs will probably be available on the Xbox first, and maybe 6 months later or a year later they'll be available on other consoles.
Even going to that route, I highly doubt they'll do that, because the only game I've ever seen do that is
Tomb Raider.
Is Call of Duty.
Oh yeah.
And Call of Duty and Destiny. Was Destiny, at least a Destiny period, was exclusive to PlayStation 4. Like early raids, early DLC. They had it for I think a month or 2 months ahead of Xbox. But Tomb Raider is different though. Tomb Raider was just a complete console exclusive, and then all the DLC came free, as a Game of the Year edition for PlayStation 4. But yeah, other than that, just the idea, dude, it's crazy, and it's a really good on Microsoft to buy Bethesda. I don't think, from the game plan Microsoft has, it doesn't look like they're trying to win the console war. But for sure, the creativity and the discussions they have with community, I guess, I don't know how to what I'm saying pretty much, but pretty much what Microsoft is doing, everything they've been doing has been, in my opinion, has been fantastic besides their exclusives. But I doubt they're trying to win people over by exclusives. You know what I mean? I feel like if anything, a fan favorite, Xbox wins as fan favorite. For sure, as fan favorite, in the things that they do, their UI, their Game Pass Ultimate, their Xbox X Cloud, their Xbox Gold, and just their marketing is really good,
Yeah.
But yeah, Xbox purchasing Bethesda for $7.5 billion, that's a lot. But yeah, dude,
but they got the money for it,
Yeah, definitely. That's probably I wouldn't say that's chump change, but I would probably say that's a good percent of money they got, holding on to, I'm pretty sure, I can only imagine the discussion Phil Spencer had with Bill Gates. You know what I mean? If we get this company, we'll make our money back. And then Bill Gates is like, are you sure? You know what I mean? I can only imagine, I wish there was an interview, maybe if that's how it went down, I wish there could be a conversation. IGN has this Xbox only podcast called Unlocked, and I know what they say that Phil Spencer listens weekly, like every week a new episode comes out, he listens to it, and I wonder if they could get him on the show and talk to him about like, hey, so what was the process of buying or borrowing or using $7.5 billion to buy Bethesda from Bill? You know what I mean? Like, hey, Bill, we need this so we could get this. Like, do you think he was just like, oh yeah, here you go, yeah, go for it, dude. You know what I mean? Or was there like a process on how does that process work? Is what I want to know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a crazy news. I woke up to that and literally like it was the first thing I saw on Twitter when I woke up. Like my eyes were still blurry and I was like, Xbox buys ZeniMax for $7.5 billion and Bethesda. And I was like, Bethesda, $7.5 billion, Microsoft. And I was like, what the fuck? Like I was like reading in a low tone voice and then I screamed. I was like, what the fuck? Microsoft bought Bethesda for $7.5 billion? And it was just a complete shock and man, that's crazy.
I feel like Microsoft can easily buy Sony as well, you know?
Hell no, I do not believe that.
They could, dude. Microsoft is a lot bigger than Sony when it comes to money. I feel like they could buy off Sony, but I feel like they would get a lot of backlash from fans, you know?
I mean, I think they could too, but like it's just the idea is I highly doubt they will ever think like that.
Yeah. Maybe if Sony ever goes bankrupt, if they're losing money, because I do know they're in some of their departments or like subsidiaries or you know what I mean. In the other departments, I do know that they're also losing money. I know in the camera or in the film or music or.
Really, I've heard nothing but high talk about their cameras, like pretty much everything they got going on.
But I do know they're losing money in some departments, in some areas of their products. But I do know for sure that the PlayStation department is doing really, really well. It's like pretty much holding half of their success, you know. And I do know. I think it's the streaming services or the music that's helping them out. I could be wrong, but there's something else that's helping them. But for sure, PlayStation's helping them out a lot when it comes to like profit. That's
weird. I feel like if anything, like at least with Microsoft and Sony, like so say Sony has video games, movies, music, camera gear. All right, let's just say camera and TVs. We'll categorize that as one topic. Electronics, right? I would say, if anything, if one piece of the category does good, it helps the other that's doing bad. Like, they have enough to support it, if anything. Like, look at Microsoft. Like, I feel like the Xbox One, I would say, wasn't a bad console because it was nowhere near bad. It just didn't have games, or it still doesn't have games to keep it a competition. You know what I mean? Yeah. But just because Microsoft also has software, their cell phone department, their video games, what else do they support? I can't even think of anything. I'm blanking out so hard. But other things to back up each other that help provide it last a longer service in their life. You know what I mean? I feel like they have nothing to worry about. I doubt, like, as if anything, if worse comes to worse, I doubt Sony will ever go bankrupt. Because they have Spider-Man and fucking Marvel can literally buy them out and then they have that money to back them up. Like, there's all these sources from anywhere can happen that I doubt I doubt ever Microsoft will go bankrupt. And I really doubt ever Sony will go bankrupt.
Yeah.
Like, there's just other things that back them up. They're just not one thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That drags them down drastically. But yeah, other than that, I can't think, like, damn. And Microsoft is still looking for studios to buy. Could you believe that?
That's good. For sure, those studios that they're buying off separately, those are going to be exclusive to Microsoft, for sure.
Yeah, dude, yeah, for sure. Or even still, dude, like, that's a money maker. You know what I mean? Like you making a lemonade stand and then people coming to your stand to buy lemonade, and then you save that money to buy a truck, and you're now on a truck selling lemonade, and people know your lemonade. That's just more money because you get to travel with it. You know what I mean? So it's like expanding your business to other resources to bring more money in. Like, even if it's not exclusive, that's still a win for Microsoft regardless. You know what I mean? Like just talking about if Bethesda games will be exclusive, like Skyrim day one for sure. Like the new Skyrim that's coming out for sure. If they do not put it on PS5 day one as Xbox, I really believe that they're not going to make as much money as they would. You know what I mean?
Not.
Like if they were, say like it was 50-50. Say there was 100 people in the world, 50 people have Xboxes, 50 people have PS5s, and they only put the new Skyrim on Xbox. Maybe, the other 50 people would buy an Xbox for the game, but there are people that I know that just wait for the port. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and it's for sure will be a greater win if they release on both generations at the same time, because that's 100% money buy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But oh man, dude, that was a crazy morning and some crazy news. Bethesda buying Microsoft buying Bethesda.
Yeah.
For sure, I feel like Sony has to make a comeback, because I think they're doing fine where they are right now. Yeah, they're killing and doing what they're doing. But I really do believe that Sony can make improvements in some of the stuff that they're doing. Like, the PlayStation Now subscription that's launching with the PS5. What's it called? The PlayStation Plus collection.
Yeah.
Like, for sure, it could be way better, because I don't think Spider-Man is even on that list.
They're not. No.
You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't you have all of your PlayStation exclusives on there? You know what I mean?
I think they're trying to sell it along with the Miles Morales.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. It's a money grab type of upgrade, which kind of sucks. But honestly, I forgot they had like some scummy interview saying like, if you're a diehard Spider-Man, you would want to rebuy it and replay it. And it's like, I like personally I would love to rebuy it for a re-enhanced, remastered, complete re-envisioned new game for PS5. Definitely. But there aren't people in my position that can do that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Which is like, it's fine. It's weird. I don't know. It's a weird thing. Like I said, there are definite sections in PlayStation's gaming software that could do a lot of improving, you know, that Xbox has. You know what I mean? But that's all I gotta say about the buy and what PlayStation could do better, what Xbox is doing fantastic on. And yeah, man, I don't know if you got more to say about that.
Honestly, like, I'm just hoping that Doom isn't exclusive to Microsoft or Xbox, you know? Mm-hmm. I do hope they release it on the PS5, because I'm not gonna spend another $500 on another console, you know?
But remember, you could all Xbox Series X games will be playable on Xbox One.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So
okay.
you don't even have to worry about it, because you got the One X.
I'm still keeping the One X, honestly, just because I have like a lot of games on there that I bought digitally.
Mm-hmm. And to be fair, I found out the information about which one is stronger. Yes, the Xbox One X is stronger than the Series S.
That sucks.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, it sucks. But then again, like, it is the digital version of the series, you know what I mean? And you have the physical version of the One X. You know what I mean?
I bet people are going to think like, I bet some people are going to buy the Series S thinking that it's stronger than the One X, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's really confusing, the name that Microsoft has given to their consoles. It really is. It confuses the fuck out of me too. Like, I know what console they are, but at times I'm like, damn, which one's this, you know? Which one's that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people are going to think that, the Series S is much stronger than any current Xbox console there is out there right now. But the fact is, the One X is a bit powerful. It's a lot more powerful than the Series S by maybe like 3 teraflops, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I read. I do know the One X is like 6 teraflops, and the Series S is 3 teraflops. I don't really know much about teraflops at all, but that tells me that that's a huge margin, you know? So that kind of tells me that the One X is a lot better than the Series S.
Yeah, speaking of which, I forgot to put in the notes that Xbox Series had their pre-orders this week.
Oh yeah, and then Amazon, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Amazon is already sending notes out to people. If you bought on Amazon, PlayStation 5 or Xbox, that you might not get it day one, which kind of sucks.
That sucks.
Which to me, like, I know a lot of people trust Amazon with their pre-orders and getting it the day it releases, but in my head, like, why would you want to wait for something that comes in the mail? For me, Amazon delivers my packages like at 6 o'clock at night. Like, why would I like, to me, not like I'm like shitting on people that buy from Amazon or anything, but to me, like, what's the benefit of pre-ordering from Amazon when pre-ordering it from GameStop and picking it either midnight release or when GameStop opens at like 8 to 10 in the morning? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, I could
true.
wake up and go there and get it as soon as possible instead of, oh my god, when's my package gonna come? Like even the thought of getting your package delivered, like, what if it gets stolen? You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's scary, you know?
Like, how could you not like trust, but like just a pre-order, I guess, is what I'm thinking. Like why would you
Yeah. They
like,
had no choice, you know? Like,
yeah.
for sure, I had no choice when I went for Amazon because I don't really use Best Buy's website or Walmart's website to like pre-order stuff. I know Amazon pretty well, so I would have done the same. But you know,
I would say it's probably a smoother process too, because they do have that buy it now instead of just like add to cart, do this, do that, do that, do that, do that. They have the buy it now where it has all your information saved. You like default credit card and default address. That's where it's gonna go to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I believe they sold out too.
Yeah, they did.
And it was more organized, but I think it sold out faster than the PS5 because the PS5 was just a fucking mess. But hey, a lot of people are buying them. That's good for them. You know what I mean? I honestly didn't think that they would sell out. Not like being a fanboy or anything. It's just the thought of why would you upgrade to the Xbox, to the newest Xbox if you have a One X? Because everything is just gonna come to that generation and you could wait on it a little bit. I guess people just want to be, I don't know. I guess I can't think of an Xbox fanboy, but or a reason just because I have PC, I guess. But yeah, good for Microsoft that they're selling out and stuff. But other than that, dude, if you have nothing more, we could hop into some community questions.
No, that's pretty much it. Honestly, that's pretty much it.
All right, so usually when you want to ask us questions, you can ask us on our local podcast Discord, which is linked in the description. Join us. You can ask us questions there. You can talk to us there. Anything. We have a whole group that's in there. And if you follow me on Instagram, I usually post when the podcast goes live, and I have like a little slideshow saying comments and questions if you want to be featured on the next episode of the podcast. So that's where I'm gonna read from right now, Instagram. We only got one. It's from Kevin, Humble Low Key. He says, comparisons on the console now. Hold on. Comparisons on the console now that prices and info has been released. And he's talking about Bethesda and Microsoft. Like, what do we think about the console price, I guess, with these new informations?
Could you repeat the first question? I'm sorry.
That was the first question. Just comparisons on which console is best for the price, I guess. With all this new information being released. Bethesda buying, Microsoft buying Bethesda. I guess you would say the same for PlayStation buying Insomniac. Like, what do you think?
I know the answer. But before I answer Kevin's question, I just want to say I hope Kevin's doing well. You know, I haven't talked to him in years. You know, since high school. But I hope you're doing well, Kevin. As for the answer, I would say go for PS5, dude. Honestly, PS5's got the good exclusives. We don't really know much about Microsoft's exclusives. You know, after all, they did buy out a lot of studios, but we don't really know much about those studios. But as for now, I can safely say go for PS5, dude. Just because they have Spider-Man, they have Ratchet and Clank. You know, not just the video games, but also the studios. They have Naughty Dog. They have Sucker Punch Studios,
Santa Monica,
Insomniac. You know, like they have really good studios, and I feel like the PS5 is worth your money. You know, and because on day one when you purchase the console day one, you also get these the free games that comes along with it. I'm not sure if you have to purchase the subscription service for it, for the PlayStation Plus to get those video games that normally comes with it on day one. I'm not sure if you have to pay for the subscription, but even that, like, it's still worth it, man. I'll just say PS5. That's all I gotta say. It's just worth it, you know. I'm not a huge fanboy of Sony, but I will say that I will say that I think it's just worth your money, you know. I think it's just a better value when it comes to console.
To be clear, before you finish, he wasn't asking which one should he get. He was just asking for a comparison of which one do you think is better. But you're pretty clear, PlayStation, right?
Pretty much, yeah. It was Sony. PS5 is better, in my opinion. Even though the Xbox Series X is a bit more powerful, that still doesn't warrant me from purchasing the Series X when Series X doesn't really have any good exclusives coming out on launch or in the coming months of the launch, after the launch. So for sure I will say PS5 is better when it comes to exclusives, but performance wise I'll give it to Series X.
Yeah, definitely. If I were to say, I'm on the same board with Mike. If anything, no matter what company has what studio, I would say it comes down to the games. If anything, even no matter what console is stronger, I would say if you don't even have the knowledge of teraflops or even the knowledge of seeing a game run more than 60 frames per second, the technology should not matter to you, because then because you don't even know anything about it. Does that make sense? It's saying I've only played PlayStation and Xbox. I don't know what a Ryzen CPU is, you know what I mean? But I do know the way the game plays because I have a PC, a pretty strong PC. So I have seen games that run higher than 120 frames on my monitor, you know what I mean? I've had that experience before. So the performance and technology is kind of important to me, but for sure, like Kevin, just knowing that you only play consoles, you're not a PC gamer at all. You have came to my house and played PC, but just to know, if you're just a console player, I highly recommend ignoring the parts. I don't know if that's okay to say, but I feel like if you haven't even experienced something higher than 60 frames or even higher than 120, it's kind of weird to base your decision off a performance system spec. I'm going with Xbox because it's stronger than PS5. It's why would you base your opinion on that if you don't even know that if you don't even know what any of those specs mean? You know what I mean? For sure, I do not know anything about teraflops whatsoever, but I do know the experience of playing a game higher than 120 frames. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
I can guarantee you, if you only played console games, I feel like you would barely even notice it. For sure, you can notice a difference in playing 1080p and 4K because it definitely looks better. But just the performance specs, it's weird to base your decision saying, yeah, I'm getting it because it's stronger. So it's better than it's weird to say it's better than PS5 just because it's stronger. All right, cool, but it'd be better if it had exclusives to run that spec. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's the idea, a lot of people, I know a lot of people that there's exclusive games and they had consoles at the time too and their PC, and they chose their PC because it's why would I get it on console when my PC could run it better? You know what I mean? That's the decision you want to make. You know what I mean? It's or let's put it with the idea of Call of Duty. If you're a Call of Duty professional, an esports player, yeah, I would recommend getting the Xbox Series X for Call of Duty and have a good monitor, because you want to be playing at the highest frame rate and the highest speeds, the most fluent way possible to make yourself a better gamer. You know what I mean? Because you have the higher specs and you have the best way to play possible. Yeah, play on the Series X. But if you're not, then I would just recommend just sticking with the PS5, because then you have the best of both worlds. You have Call of Duty and you have the exclusives like Spider-Man, Ratchet and Clank, etc., etc. I do not, with the news of Microsoft buying Bethesda, I do not believe that it makes a difference of opinion to get the series editions. Like it's a, I don't know. It's not enough. For sure, it is not enough. If I don't see exclusive games, it's not enough. And for the thought of thinking that they're not gonna keep Skyrim, Doom, a Wolfenstein exclusively for Xbox, just the thought that it will come to PlayStation 5 day one, or even not even day one, maybe like even if a year, maybe if they do have that year gap, if you want to die and play that game for sure day one, then I guess yeah. But I'm in that situation where I already had that situation with Epic. Epic has a lot of exclusive deals right now. Like you can only play now. Rocket League is free to play, and you can't download it from Steam anymore. If new players want to get Rocket League on PC, you can't get it from Steam. You have to go and get it on Epic. Or even before, Epic had a 1-year deal with Borderlands 3, and Steam users couldn't get it. You had to go out of your way, download Epic, and buy it from there. And you can only play with Epic people, Epic accounts. So I'm already in that situation where I could wait a year. So I'm sticking with PS5. If they ever do that, I could just wait, honestly. Or even now, like I said, I have for me, I'm in a good situation where I have a PC, and Xbox games come day one with PC now, so I have nothing to worry about. But overall, in comparison, like that huge tangent, my final answer is I still think PlayStation 5 is still the best way to go. No matter the spec sheet, it's a video game console. It's coming down to video games for me. You know what I mean? Like I've been back and forth on the Xbox One and PS4 generation. I first started off with a PS4 because I had friends that played on there, and then I realized all my other friends had Xbox, so I switched to Xbox for a good while, and then I realized I got more into gaming and wanting to play these story mode games, and I noticed that PlayStation 4 had my attention the most in the games that they had exclusive, like Horizon Zero Dawn, Persona 5, and everything else, like breaking it down to God of War, Spider-Man, everything. You know what I mean? So I feel like ever since then, my heart has always been with the story mode games and where these exclusives are going to go. So that's where I'm going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's definitely up to you in the end, but comparison, like you're asking which one is still best, I would say PlayStation 5 as of the details we have now. Like I said, everything with Bethesda and Microsoft that we're talking about is all speculation, but overall in the end, we don't know what's going to happen. They could never port it to PlayStation 5, but for sure, that is highly doubtful. There's still that chance, but highly doubt it.
Said it best.
Yeah, thank you, man. I tried hard. And all right, so pretty much these are local questions from the local community in our Discord. You can join our Discord again in the description down below. Robbie Bahamas, aka Robert, he says, "What would your younger self tell you today?"
Damn. I would ask like, what would your younger self tell you? I don't know. What would your younger self tell you? Ask or tell? What would your younger self ask you or tell you?
He says, "Tell you."
Tell me. What would my younger self tell me?
What would it matter, honestly? Like that's in the past. Like, what would my younger self tell myself?
What would your younger self tell you? I think what my younger self would ask me like how's it going? I feel like my younger self would probably ask me like what direction did I go for game development, because I always knew I wanted to become a video game designer, and it wasn't until like college when I started doing like coding, programming, and that's when I realized like fuck, I hate programming, I hate coding for video games. So I went a different route with 3D modeling, which is a lot easier and funner, a lot more fun. So yeah, I would have told my younger self I went with the direction of creating like 3D character models for like video games and stuff like that. But yeah, that's pretty much what I would tell my younger self, you know, that I went in that direction, you know, instead of programming or game design. What about you, Carlos?
For sure. My younger self tell me, I think let's. I don't know how to answer that question. That sounds weird. I'm thinking maybe he thinks what would we like ourselves as we are right now. What would we tell our younger selves? Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just gonna answer it that way. I kind of don't get the question, Robert. But if I were to tell my younger self anything, I would just tell myself, don't stress about, I guess, skateboarding. Not that like, because for sure it's always been a biggest part of my life, but I don't see myself like going anywhere with it. And not that I let that part of me go. Like I do like still hope like maybe one day it'll ever happen. Like there's just that nice idea, you know what I mean? But from the looks of it, it doesn't like, I don't have anything coming up for me in skateboarding. But like I've always like told myself even back then, like I'm just having fun with it, you know what I mean? And I would just tell myself, I guess, have even more fun with it for the way you are, you know what I mean? And yeah, and I haven't changed, or at least I don't think I've changed anything about video games, especially like just thinking back on it, dude. Like starting off with my first console being a PlayStation 1 and me still talking about PlayStation for how old we are. Well, you're a year older than me, but regardless, I still say we're the same age because we grew up together, you know what I mean? Same year, everything. Just talking about PlayStation 5 and starting off with the PlayStation 1 is I don't know how to say it. It's like it's breathtaking. It's nice to have that feeling that we are still talking about PlayStation or just video games in general, you know? Like it amazes me that like the first thing I remember in video games is my Game Boy, and I still have a love for Nintendo, and that PlayStation is doing amazing things with its exclusives, and I'm so excited for the PlayStation 5. And just knowing that Microsoft has all these great things about them, it's such a great thing. Just talking mostly positivity about video games since it's been a part of my childhood and since a long time, you know. It feels really good. I don't know, I went kind of off the question right there, but I thought that was that just popped in my head when I think about my younger self. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, good question. Thank you, Robert. Oh, also thank you, Kevin, for your question too. I hope I don't know. I hope that clears up things. I know you're not like a diehard Xbox fan. I would say you are a diehard Xbox fan, but regardless, if I try to persuade you with Sony, like it won't work. But regardless, I'd be hyped to see you get whichever one you want. You know what I mean? I know for sure you were really excited for the series that's coming out, but for sure I would recommend PlayStation, not even because fanboy, just because of the other games you can play. But if you don't care about those other games, then hey, more power to you. Get the series, you know? But other than that, we got our final question from the homie, Scarlet Speedster. Special shout out to Scarlet Speedster. I met him on the It's Obvious Gaming Podcast, and then I followed him towards the Thought Patrol Podcast, and now he's here up in my podcast questions, which is a real blessing. So thank you, homie, for that. I know this isn't your first time writing in, but he says, what is happening, West Coast peeps? Here's my question. If given the choice, which video game character would be your personal chef, and what type of cuisine would they serve you?
Ooh, that's a good question. Which character? I know there's a character that I've always actually like wondered what would their food be like in the real world, you know?
Yeah.
Which character? Ratchet and Clank? No.
I'll go first.
Go.
I don't know if it's like based on a character, Scarlet, but for sure, with the food that caught my attention the most is the food from Monster Hunter. Just the food that they eat before you go squat up and go take down a freaking I'm not even gonna say I'm not even gonna try and guess a monster from Monster Hunter World because I'll just guess wrong. But there's this big piece of meat that you just eat, and when I see that, I think of One Piece, Luffy, when he's just carrying a big piece of meat around and he just gulps it down in one bite. And that piece of meat looks really good. So I guess I would say Monster Hunter. And I guess just meat. It just looks delicious.
For sure.
Do you think of a question or an answer?
Yeah, I already know the answer. It's gonna be weird. If you ever play Little Nightmares, Scarlet, there's a monster or like character in the game that chases you around. And what I like about this creature monster, it's a chef, literally a chef, with the chef hat and everything. They're like cooking up like seafood in a way. After all, the game does take place on a ship, so he's cooking up like seafood with fish and everything. And I love seafood. I love fish, fried fish, anything like that, crab legs, you name it. So it'd be interesting to like try out what he makes, the kind of food, like to know the taste of the food he makes, because like later in the game, you can see the chef cooking up all these meals for like really obese monsters later in the game. You see these like obese monsters eating up like seafood, sausages, like ham, everything, and that shit looks so delicious. Like I sometimes like pause the game. Well, I pause what I'm doing in the game in that particular level, and I watch like those monsters eat what the chef made for them. So that's pretty much my answer. I would love to try out what that monster chef has made for those particular monsters. I would love to try out like and see how it tastes, because it looks delicious. That's my answer.
It's another thing besides video games. What I always thought was creepy, and I'd be kind of down to try. Remember that episode from Courage the Cowardly Dog, and he goes with Eustace and gets a cheeseburger from the pigs.
Oh yeah,
and then the pig, the girl pig, was like, "Ah, what a cute little doggy! I could just eat you right up." And then he goes down into the basement, and then she like sees them like beating someone's head in and stuff and sculpting it, and he thinks that he's feeding them real life meat humans. But in the end, they're just making meat out of their heads, like meat sculptures, like as an art. I thought that was always like kind of cool. Like not cool when I was a little kid. I thought that shit was scary, but just the idea, like I'd be down to try a meat that was shaped like me,
Yeah. If we're talking about cartoons, here's my take. Here's my 2 cents on a particular cartoon that I've always wondered what the food would be like. And I'm not talking about the Krusty Krab or Krabby Patties or anything. I'm talking about that episode of Ed and Eddie where they meet the Kinkers for the first time.
Oh,
and the Kinkers like cook up the boys like some like nasty ass burgers, but they look so good. They're like green burgers. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, episode. I do.
That shit looks. I don't know why. I've always like every time I watched that episode as a child, that shit would make me hungry as fuck. I don't know why, but it just looks so good. The way they're eating it, they're munching on it. That tells me that it tastes good. Despite it looking fucking nasty. But yeah.
For sure. But yeah, man. Thank you, Scarlett. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Kevin, for all the questions. If you want to ask us questions, you could reach us on our Discord, which is a link in the bio. And you could also comment on my Instagram post when I post that this episode 41, goes live. And yeah, this has been episode 41 of the local podcast, Mike. Yeah, it was a good episode, I think, in my opinion. I think all our episodes are good. Well, I wonder like what episode 100 is going to sound like, and if we think that all these old episodes were good or not. I know a lot of people hate the first episodes that they record, or at least like the first 50 or something, but regardless, even whether we hate it or not in the future, I still enjoy these moments recording with you, and hopefully soon record with Phoenix, bring him back on these podcasts. In the end, this has been episode 41 of the local podcast. You can find our podcast on Audioboom, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, YouTube. You can find our Discord in the description below, and that one podcast service you guys know about that we don't. And yeah, buddy, that's it. Unless you got any final words.
All I can say is stay safe, guys. Wear your mask, social distance, wash your hands, and yeah, keep gaming.
For sure. And I could say, I think there's about 30, probably like 42 more days till PlayStation 5 and 40 days of Xbox.
Can't wait.
Don't quote me on that, but after every single episode starting now, I will have a day counter from the date. Today is September 28th, and about 40 to 42 days, we will have next-gen consoles.
For sure.
But
can't wait.
Yeah. See you guys on the next episode. Peace.
Thank you, guys.